skin, then lay a hand on me.
Huh. According to Malusa's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance. Finally found it! Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of the ordinary. Ah, you're right. And Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now.
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate. In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an... I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointing.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case. This isn't the place for you to be looking for fights.
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the opera. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
No. That's not...
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly, and we have made very little progress. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got... Huh? What's going on? Why is she interjecting?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior, but that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well...
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place? We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the truth, and if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default, correct?
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, Who is the person you would...
That person is... Something's... Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabriere!
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of that.
I've heard of them, but weren't they
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge, and if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged.
Yes.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorney, members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel. Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss...
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case.
Navia, do you really think that? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember both you and I only ran to the scene. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect?
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can...
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the... During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from a gun. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarande in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries. These are the known facts about the case.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, in truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot after that. The true culprit turned the third person into water. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guards can... However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about... The testimony of the victim's family. However, in the end, he reconsidered, and instead shared everything with Callus. Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility, and had sent out another assassin. assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus, only for Callus to a pile of but now, since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice. Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true...
So that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial...
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should...
But I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, 1. Do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home!
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes, again, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette,
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little...
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing.
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen.
my second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person...
I thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt the dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected.
What?
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the... Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone? Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have... But by staying silent, we retained the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's...
So, you mean to say, your father...
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent, Claran. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do... But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about...
So, during the duel, did you believe that Callus was in...
Yes. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored in my line of work. I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. So just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live, or if they're looking. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your...
Right? What she said was fast.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And, at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because the culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they coincidentally, Marcel attended.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia.
No need to appeal to...
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present? On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
Know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations, until I'm the only one left. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah, well. Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me.
It's timing. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received... But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
I do apologize, demoiselle. This was...
No, it's not your fault.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhna. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish?
Seems like she got the wrong... At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
This isn't just about me. And it never had. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth. The people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their... Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure some... And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone
I was waiting for you to say that.
Illusion shattered! Motion to compel! There is no escape! Go.
Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place. Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up. water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top. But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Shine down!
Incinerate!
Useless. Motion to compel.
Illusion shot!
Boom boom! Motion to compel.
Shine down!
Useless. Now the path is clear. Let's go.
Here! Illusion shattered! Torn to oblivion! There is no...
Boom!
Oh, life goes on.
Useless. Evil conquering. Worthless. Here. Worthless. Here. 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 Boring.
Illusion shattered!
Motion to compel.
Wheel of life.
After all that, though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here. That's right. Then let's hurry up. where they make all the synth. If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth. But the pure stuff can dissolve it. Paimon will take notes on this and... Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes detective... Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an Yep, this should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have not determined the exact content of the key. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise, he can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. The only... I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. What's all this? Aw, it's a bunch of really cute things. Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with different girls? Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappeared and then they were turned into... and all the boxes of things, these names. Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the... Mixing in progress. Red... Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep, it's... What's this over here? Looks like some kind of... Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Females... Sorry, traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just... How can someone write something that terrible in such a matter of... You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that's why he did it all... Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane! Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. Ah, you mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it! Vache was no, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he want people to resurf... In any case... We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like our... Yeah! We haven't found anything that reveals his... No wonder even Nervalette wasn't able to find anything. Whoever... That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit. Sure thing. Paimon won't admit... his lovers. Then you found her diary. Aw, it's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. She was so sweet, too. So many! A whole page's worth! The final... Marcel! Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's Vache and Vinier's grown... Help!
And whose image do you see? Is it a man named Vache? Oh, so you do...
I'm merely surprised.
I was...
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my partner.
Just how often do you intend to...
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence...
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vache.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything! After your lover, Vinier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you! You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all—
So that's it. Even the villains and with that, Marcel's...
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, you fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying... So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we...
You also never understood Boss's real expectations.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise...
Do you really think I... pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, they said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, you only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice. Your Vinier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes. But I'm not from this blasted place. So I...
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve. Can't dissolve. Do you all see? I can't go. I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I... I did all of that. And in the end, that accursed Callus, I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! Vinier, please, Vinier, don't think badly.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth. The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vache and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vinier. During an underwater expedition, Vinier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vache. Vache learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to cover his tracks. He invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate During the course of his research, Vache discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rasula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rasula for many years, Vache decided, although the assassination did not go as Vache expected, he was able to turn callous. And just recently, Vache attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case. The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse, guilty.
Guards! Take the...
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite...
Yippee! We have Navi! He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's... Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were...
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come. You can...
Yeah. Yeah. It's... See, Papa? Spina di Rasula's still doing...
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
Ugh, what now? None of this has anything...
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made...
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right?
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose we now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique, guilty.
What?
Hey! That's not funny! What's with this verdict? Is your justice...
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice...
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted...
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal is, by law, the final verdict. Guards, please take the suspect into custody.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Hey, Monsieur Novelette, what's going on?
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established, all I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it! I don't know what happened there.
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either, but that—
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can result—
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict? Don't tell me. You thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious.
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Everything that just took place. And, of course, for every performance, there is a script. If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and all shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as the absolute correctness of the Oratrice's verdict. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance.
So she chose to make her escape after.
So you're saying we shouldn't put—
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually— However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been—
All right. Even though we feel— After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff. So he—
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Marcel! What are you doing?
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll—
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vash? I erased all records of that name.
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that— The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to— Please, please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the—
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial kill—
Paimon agrees. Why should we give him what he wants when he's only—
This request, is it worth as much to you as—
Of course! Wait.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs? Very well. I will—
Your Honor.
I will go with him. You do not need—
In that—
Thank you. Thank— Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink a lot of it on the stage as well? Oh, in that case...
Vache!
Ah!
Yes, that's it! So you heard it too!
Vignier, it's me!
Vache?
I'm here! I'm here! Where are you, Vignier? I'm coming for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful!
Vignier, is that you? It's me, Vache! Vignier!
Vache? Why did you come? Didn't I say? You look a lot old.
It's been more than 20 years. All this time. Only the thought of bringing you back. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all? Vignier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
But Vache, if you ask me, this world would be better off without you. If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier... If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of... If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. It's all because of your selfishness, Vache.
You... Wait, you are not Vignier. Who are...
You're right. I am not Vignier. I am the sacrifice. Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousness, our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea, and we were no longer individuals. But I'm Cressy. I'm Lemonade. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vignier.
Why? But then, where is Vignier?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our future. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? You are a liar. A heartless murderer. The only thing you are not. From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vignier's.
No! Vignier!
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, but on top of that, she also said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you. Vache. Vache? Vache. 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 Drown.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up in such a good mood today.
Even this weather can't put a damper.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia! It's been a few days.
Oh, now that I believe. I'm easy to work with and always...
Sounds like you're really enjoying life.
It's just been one thing after the other. Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died. This time, though, everyone in Poisson, and even...
So his name's definitely been cleared.
It's been the dearest wish.
That blasted stubborn fool. I was right to put my faith in him. Oh, by the way, I ran into Charlotte just after. Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there.
Huh? So you know Charlotte too? The Charlotte? Journalist from the
Yeah. Way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, I believe the story was called The True Heart. To be fair, though, it was a really flattering feature. She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial disappearances.
Oh yeah, she told us about that.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence, that you both sound real.
Now that's another thing to look forward to.
Oh, and in other news, I also took Clarand out for a meet.
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
While you were investigating Vache's headquarters, Clarand gave testimony on my father's behalf. It was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in being awkward all the time, so we took the chance to—
Oh, that's great! Paimon also thought Clarand wasn't—
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved— Oh, actually, there—
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave, and tell him the truth of what— And on top of that— that—
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We want to go too! We also—
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all—
And in that case, everyone, let's be off. Considering the
Yeah, you're right. It's been raining. Huh. This is where my father's grave is.
Huh? There's someone there? Isn't that Nervalette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I wanted to show my father how much I've grown. But still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize to me over and over.
In that case, I will stop
You really could use some pointers on understanding human emotions, Monsieur Nervalette. In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Well, ever since that, there was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than— Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things. Which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning. I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing. But Mr. Callus proved me utterly, if not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearances case would have remained unsolved to this. Mr. Callus made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and in the end, from a certain perspective, a justice that's higher than life itself. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callus in person. I should have noticed all of this. Regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for days. That high and mighty chair in the Opera Epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
I'm sorry for being mad at you before. So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh? That reminds me of Silver, one of my guys.
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of—
Didn't I just say you don't—
Ah, so Navia, let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after. Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Did Paimon do anything rude there? Huh? Oh, Paimon didn't know that was a thing. Oh no. Paimon hopes Miss Anyway, Nervalette is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so why don't—
it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to her father?
Mm-hmm. We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just...
I see, I see.
Well...
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor.
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special...
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater, most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea.
Huh. So it really was?
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet. What Vacher discovered must have been some kind of special case.
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture love... To be frank, that also doesn't match my... Is there anything else? That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but the sins... Does that appropriately summarize the version you've...
That's right! It was Lenny that told us back...
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy. Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Archon left to the world before...
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon?
2 parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels, and the ability of the people of Fontaine. Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite serious. If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Farina by her predecessor.
But with Farina...
Is there anything else? My apologies. However, I still believe the judge...
But you also...
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith... Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses other traits. Which is all to say, I've been prepared for a situation like this for a long...
Huh. So when Lenny told us that he heard a human voice from...
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. I will add that to the list. In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology. Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed. While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui... If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly compensate.
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred fight with you.
Is there anything... Your sibling, another blonde. If she ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure she followed our laws to the letter. Is there anything else? Very well. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind and return.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around...
All right. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.